afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another Terrace Talk. And today we'd like to talk about the subject of the reputation. The reputation. A good reputation is more valuable than costly perfume, than silver, than gold. This is what Scripture tells us. In the Hebrew word, it tells us it's valuable, brightness, clear, costly, excellent, honourable woman, precious, properly, nobility. In the English dictionary, it also says a good name, a character, a repute, status, stature, position, rank, fame, prestige, or image. Your reputation is the general belief or opinion that other people have about you. This is, in the world, is what people consider and what they think about you. It's a consideration. That's what a reputation is, a consideration of who you are, how people consider or label you, whether it's good or bad. They say your reputation precedes you. People know you by your reputation. Reputation is what you're known for, what others believe to be true about your character, your personality, your skills, or what they believe to be true, competencies, your value, your worth. Your worth. But it's different from character, because character is who you are on the inside. But a reputation, it's actually a power, and people use that power, who they think they are, what they've built up, all the things that they've liked in this world, and who they have attributed to that looks good, and that will work for me. I think I like that. I'll add that to my repertoire. I'll bring that in. These worldly traits that are in us about who we think we are builds up our reputation. The only thing we really have control over are our thoughts and our behaviour, our actions, what we do with the thoughts. That's what we have control over. And we know we can arrest those thoughts and check them with the Word to know what's right and wrong. But today we're looking at a reputation. What your behaviour is seen by others. And that's the reputation you give yourself through your behaviour. I'd just like to read in Philippians chapter 2, verses 5 down. It tells us, "For let this mind be in you, which was also in Messiah Yahusha, who being the essence of Yahuah, considered it not theft to be the same as Yahuah, yet emptied himself, taking the form of a servant, and came to be in the likeness of men. He took on flesh. And having been perceived in the form of man, he humbled himself and became obedient to death, death even of the stake. Yahusha therefore has highly exalted himself and given him the name which is above every name, that at the name of Yahusha every knee should bow, of those in heaven, those on earth, and those under the earth." Yahusha emptied himself. He took on flesh and he emptied himself, made of no reputation, and took on a servant, the role of a servant. Yahusha was of no reputation. Yahuah knew when he left his throne to come to earth, taking on humanity, transitioning to a new creature called Yahusha, his exalted reputation wouldn't follow him. He knew that. His rights to be worshipped wouldn't follow. His rights to be adored and praised were given up to accomplish that goal of redemption. He did all that. Would you give up all that to come to earth, to, the amazing humility, that heart that he has, the love that he has for humanity, because how desperate humanity is. He saw that there was no way we could be delivered any other way unless he came and became a servant and showed us the way. He left his reputation behind, entering a realm, a physical realm, world, where he would be misunderstood, where he'd be mocked, and we saw that in the scriptures, and where he'd be lied about. Our Creator was mocked and abused and not recognised and not given the esteem and lied about, and today constantly being lied about. Still today, Yahusha was willing to go there for us. Yahusha was willing to go there for us, to give up himself, his reputation. What we've built up in our esteem. What have we built up for ourselves? Are we willing to break that mold we've created? Are we willing to go there in front of people, knowing that they'll send us up, talk about us behind our backs and mock us and lie about us? How controlled are we? That spirit in our flesh that controls us and wants us to hold on to these good things that we think we are, where we've gone and what we've attained in our lives. It's so important to see this, to know this, because in Galatians 1:10 it says, "For am I now seeking the approval of man or of Elohim? Or am I trying to please man? If I was still trying to please man, I would not be a servant of Yahusha." This is our walk. This is our goal. This is our whole quest, to attain this, to please Yahusha. He came and he's already done all this for us. He's our creator. He's our deliverer. He is the only one that you can trust, the only person that knows you inside out, that can deliver you from all your sickness, from all your worries, from all your hurts, from all your incredible upsetments that you've had in your life. The only way I would not be a servant to Yahusha if I hold on to this reputation, because this is what is stopping me from breaking through, holding on to what I feel I am and all the things I've done and what I've attained. We need to please Yahusha. You can feel when you're not pleasing him and he's not pleased with you. You definitely can feel you've walked away, and that dead feeling is horrendous. You just lose the love, you lose the clarity, you lose your mind. We need to fear and respect him for who he is, not be a hypocrite, pretending. We need to seek Yahusha's heart and his wisdom, understand others' opinions, understand people, check our thoughts before we speak. It's so very hard to break through that spirit in our flesh that's controlling us, that wants to lift us up all the time. We need to stay open and vulnerable and transparent and let people know who we really are. Treat everyone with patience, kindness, and love. That's not a hard task, is it? But when we look at how we really are, it's very sad that it is a hard task. It is hard because we're so controlled, that spirit in our flesh, and to not be afraid to speak the truth in love. I've had many opportunities lately to speak out and speak the truth in love, and where have I gone? I've held on to my reputation and not wanted to open up and let people know what I really believe, to be vulnerable, to be transparent, to be real, have a real conversation with somebody. In John 15 it says, Yahusha said, if the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. If you belong to the world, it would love you as its own. As it is, you do not belong to the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. That is why the world hates you. We have to get used to this hate and know we're doing it because we love Yahusha. We would rather go there and be hated than have the world love us and embrace us and be all over us with compliments and, acclaim. We should be known for our patience, for our compassion, our gentleness, our kindness. Look at how patient Yahusha has been with us. How patient and loving. Look at what he's been right from when you were a child, how he's drawn you through and protected you and kept you and been speaking to you in so many different ways. So can we be that for others? How amazing is it that you are chosen, that you're listening to this and you can see in your hearts, you can see what Yahusha's saying. Don't look at your own interests, but to the interests of others, it's saying. He says to die to ourselves, and this is giving up your reputation, giving up that self whom you formed, all those impressions that you've formed. I need to listen to what Yahusha wants me to say to this person in front of me, on that phone, on that text message. Not worry about myself, my reputation. It needs destroying when we're talking and we're thinking of them, not what I look like or what I sound like. I have to get over myself to the point of being only interested in what Yahusha wants, what his words are for those people that are going to their destruction. Are you concerned for people? Have you got a love and a concern for those going to their destruction? Because you can see what the world's doing to society, to humanity. Yahusha's words and concern are so wonderful. And when you open your heart and you give them to others, you can help people. You can encourage them. That is dying to the spirit in my flesh, which is a reputation, an ego, the spirit in my flesh, a proud person, a high-minded, self-assured person. We need to be concerned how Yahusha sees us, how he looks at us, what he's thinking, and not what we're thinking of ourselves. This is part of arresting your thoughts, checking to the word. What reputation we have with him. What's our reputation with Yahusha? How does he feel about how we're going and what we're doing in our day, how we're presenting him and what we're saying, and how are we stopping? Are we neglecting? Are we holding back? We're not opening up the doorway that's there. Yahusha has opened the doorway, and it's there for people to come to receive the right baptism of spirit and fire that John said Yahusha has, this wonderful spirit that he gives us, that we can see him and know him, and then when the fire comes to clean us out and clean up all the impurities. Reputation of the world is an impurity. I want that cleaned out of me, and I know that Yahusha is there with me and helping me and giving me the encouragement. And he says to keep going, because we need a reputation with him, not with man. Not thinking of worrying about what people think of us, how they evaluate us. Because you can see what the world is doing. You can see the spirit that's in the world, in the hearts of men and women. You can see where that's taking them. And yet you want to be their friend. You want to be part of them. This is something that opened my eyes the other day when I was speaking to a friend, and I didn't give her the fullness. I didn't open up the truth. So she thinks that I haven't got that belief. She thinks she's okay now because I didn't bring the truth. I didn't open up the way. I didn't tell her what I really felt and thought. I was afraid, keeping my reputation intact of what I've had with her. How pathetic. How unreal. What a hypocrite. And I felt so bad because I can see what I've lost and what I didn't do. Yahusha is here to set us free of this reputation, and to consider what people need, how the destruction of the world is coming on us, coming on everyone, and what we can do to set them free, to open our hearts and our minds and our belief, sharing the love that Yahusha has given us. Don't hold it all into yourself and enjoy and just have it for yourself. Put those words to it. Open up our hearts and our minds, and let's be fluent and open up those words that we can say, Yahusha loves you. His name is I am your deliverer. You can be set free from all those worries. Thank you for listening, and I hope I'll catch you again later. Bye for now.